Hey YouTube, it's me, George. This video is going to be on how to convince your parents to let you own a reptile. Um, right now I have a snake. My brother has a lizard. My neighbor, he had a pet shop, and I had to watch all the snakes. So I knew how to watch snakes because I was dealing with 8-foot red-tailed boas. And the thing about snakes is that people give them a bad reputation, just like pit bulls. Pit bulls are not a real aggressive dog. It's when the people go and they train them to be mean. And then they get the bad, reputation because people are, their dog gets loose and it's a mean dog that's been trained mean. I mean, there are the occasional few dogs, and this is all dogs, that can be a mean dog. Um, it's not just pit bulls or Rottweilers. Um, but back on the snake topic, snakes also got a bad name for a lot of people because, oh, snakes bite all the time. They did this. Well, snakes do bite. Thankfully, I've never been bitten. My brother has. Um, but it's not the reason when he was bit was because snakes, when they go through shedding, they get the cap over their eye and they get a little aggressive when that happens. But if you use your common smarts when handling a snake, such as knowing when they want you to hold them, when they don't want you to hold them, they have body language. You just have to pick up on it and understand it. um, so what you want to do when you try to convince your parents, um, if you don't want a snake or any, let's say you want any kind of animal. This is for any animal too. You're going to want to ask your parents and do everything without them asking you to do. Go clean your room, go take out the trash, do the dishes, do stuff like that. And don't just do it for the time when you get the reptile, do it after the time you get the reptile too. Because remember, they're the ones that most likely are going to be having to pay for the mice and that. Um, if you are a first time pet snake owner, you're going to want to get something small, a corn snake, anything that won't exceed, really big. My snake, I'm a first time owner, but I have had experience with red tails, which get 10 feet long. Um, my snake's going to get 6, 7 feet long. It's a jungle carpet python. Um, one thing I do want to get is a green tree boa. But they're rather nippy and they like to bite, so it's a displays animal, not a holding animal. Plus, let's say turtles are a great pet. My neighbor, we have a turtle, a big 53-year-old turtle. They eat lettuce. They're cheap. He's in hibernation right now. He's underneath my bed somewhere because he likes the dark areas when they're sleeping. But let's just go over what some of these animals eat. Turtles, frogs. The turtles will eat lettuce. Frogs will eat, little crickets, baby crickets. You can go get crickets at PetSmart, Petco, any place like that. The gecko over here in this tank, not the small one, but the big one back there, he eats crickets, and he's doing really well on crickets. My snake over here, my jungle carpet python, sorry, she eats mice. Trust me, you will get used to feeding your snake mice if you get a snake. Good thing is that you can buy them at the store for $1 or something, and you can either buy them frozen or you can buy them live. I buy them frozen. My snake had been born. I buy them live. My snake's been born on live mice, so I feed them live mice. Eventually you just get used to the idea that they eat just like we do, and they eat live food. It's not a big deal after a while. You get a little excitement from it, but it's not a big deal. So you also, my baby brother walking in the room. So do your research. Don't just go and buy a snake or a reptile if you don't know the research. If you don't know what they eat, what their climate has to be, if they're good with kids, their temperament, all that. It's all an important factor on how you buy your snake. I you know. So just like that, like this tank over here, when I got my snake, it was small. I put him in that tank. The next day he got out because I didn't have a lid. I thought he couldn't get out, but they're weird. They're like that. They can get out of anything almost. So you're going to want to have an area that's tight, that you know you have enough room and everything, and you're going to make sure, you have to make sure your parents understand. You let your parents know you did research, that you're going to be responsible and own a reptile. If you have a friend, the best way to do this too is maybe ask your friend if you can take care of his reptile. Maybe one that you like. So you can go ask your friend, hey, I want to borrow your turtle so I can show my parents I can take care of it. Well, then your parents are more apt to say, okay, unless you're like me and I ask and I get what I ask for. I just came over with the snake and I was like, no, Dad, can I have the snake? I'll pay it with my own money, which is another thing your parents like, oh, cool, yeah, buy it with your money, not ours. Then they're more up saying yes. So just do stuff like that and make sure you're responsible and you know what you're getting yourself into, because I bought a dog and it's a lot of work, but it's, I love my dog. I love all my animals. So you just want to make sure you know how to care for them. That's why I have these videos, so I can show you guys how to care for them. I'm a listening and seeing more kind of a person than like reading up on it, even though I like reading. So I hope these videos really help you guys out, and if you have any questions for me or topics for future shows, subscribe and tell me what you think you want me to do, and most likely I'll do it. Alright, so I'll see you guys later.